Alright?
No.
Why?
I'm knackered.
Oh, I had a good day.
So I'm here at the festival with my film The Escape, which is the first film that I've produced and was co-created with Dominic Savage. And basically it's an improvised film about a woman whose marriage is kind of breaking down and she's searching for something else in her life. She doesn't really have a connection with her children anymore. She's starting to fall into a bit of a depression, and her husband, played by Dominic Cooper, is very... He's very sympathetic, but he's also very passive-aggressive. He doesn't really understand my character. Basically, it's an exploration of motherhood, marriage, what happens if you don't express your creativity, and about sort of finding yourself again. But it's quite controversial because ultimately it's about a woman who leaves her children.
I think it would be good.
Why are you crying?
Because I need you to understand.
I do understand. Come here. What's happened today?
I actually had a really nice day. No. I went up London.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it was really good.
Improvising is sometimes scary. I find it completely invigorating because I felt like I'd done enough research and I knew the character in the world so well because it was based on various aspects of my life and my family, and it was set in my hometown, and I knew the people, you know, that I was being inspired by. Like, the world was very, very familiar to me and to Dominic Cooper. Obviously, when you're improvising, you have no idea, especially if it's the first go, what you're going to do, you know, or the words that are going to come out, if any, and that's really thrilling. I mean, I love that.
What do you think? What?
There are a lot of men that leave their families, and that's sort of not seen as a good thing, but also not kind of, you know, abnormal. Whereas if a woman does it, it's seen like she's a monster, there must be something wrong with her, she's evil, or... I think it's a really interesting time to be showing this film, actually, since there's just been such a huge conversation about women and what it is to be a woman, and it just feels like we're giving time to these kind of weird stories about womanhood that are not necessarily comfortable stories. And if this film sparks conversation, then fantastic. I'd love to work with more female filmmakers. Actually, my production company's aim is to work with female directors and writers predominantly and encourage that, because it's weird. I mean, my whole world is kind of women, you know. I forget that it's something like 7% or 9% of films are directed by women, which is so ridiculous. But for me, it's because I'm always around female writers, female directors. And weirdly, this is a film directed by a man, The Escape, but my films to come are all directed by women, which I'm really proud of, yeah.